Welcome in to the Merrifield Sportsbook Show. It is episode 18 of the season, and that means it is college football playoff time. What an exciting time to be alive. Jay DeCoster, Justin Walsh, Matt Merrifield, of course, myself, Nick Burt, joining us tonight. Huge weekend for football coming ahead. Jay DeCoster, how are you feeling on this late Thursday night as we record?
Yeah, I mean, we got some really good football coming up, college and pro. We got the rematch this Saturday. We got some damn good CFP games, and it's got the holidays coming up, so lots of good football we got coming up here.
Yes, you are correct, Jay. The rematch up this Saturday. This is your third week facing off against me, so we're tied at 1-1 here.
Third
I don't
straight,
know.
third week in a row.
I don't know if we can count, Shedeur Sanders Browns as a victory for the Bears, but hey, a win is a win. So we're 1-1 here. The tiebreaker this Saturday that you told me pre-show you will be there at Soldier Field on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we got some good weather. Biggest Gary, Indiana Bears, biggest game for them in like 10 years. Yeah, they're going to Gary, Indiana. Shout out Kevin Warren, who's super tone deaf. This is like the biggest game for the Bears in the last 10 years. Yeah, we're just gonna announce the stadium stuff during like the biggest week of the year. Great job, man. Way to make it about yourself. Shout out former Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren making it about himself as he usually does. So there you go.
Hey, that man tried to save college football in 2020 by canceling college football. So we got to give him some credit here.
Are you telling me it's easier to destroy the Pac-12 than it is to get a new stadium for an NFL franchise?
This sounds about correct. Yes.
Good to know. Shout out Illinois politics, Jay.
So great. That's why they call. That's why they called the. Well, that's why they call it the Windy City, huh? So fun.
Yes, you are 100% correct, Jay. Justin Walsh, how are you doing on this fine Thursday evening?
We're doing all right. Weather in southeast Michigan has been pretty cold, but it's been pretty nasty and rainy outside today, even though it's been a little warmer. So not quite as much snow on the ground, but it's going to get freezing again moving forward. So, perfect football watching weather. So we're here for it. I'm very much looking forward to the Lions hopefully officially retiring Aaron Rodgers on Sunday, even though I know they're probably going to disappoint me again, but one can hope.
Yes, you mentioned the warm weather today. Hopefully you got out there and played 18 holes of golf on whatever golf course seems to be open in Michigan at this time of year. Doubtful there's any, but hey, it was like 50 degrees, so somebody had to be out there. Matt Merrifield, how are you doing tonight?
Absolutely incredible. At time of recording, this will be the final episode prior to the end of the first half of the OHL season. And I'm happy to announce to Jay DeCoster and Jay Walsh, who do not follow the OHL in any way, I assume your Flint Firebirds are in first place in the Western Conference. Heading in, well, they still have two games. They play tomorrow and they play Saturday out in Niagara and Erie. But if all things go the way they point, the Birds will take care of business and will be top the Western Conference going into the Christmas break. Just an absolutely a special season at the Dordt Financial Center up to this point. Referee night. What'd you say?
I said big time.
It's big time. Nick and I joked that Kelowna might be on the table this year. The road to Kelowna is very much alive. Trade deadlines coming up. We'll have OHL trade deadline news. I feel at the next episode, Nick. Make for some riveting podcasting. So go Birds. I think that's all I got, to be completely honest with you. Oh, and Macklin Celebrini is my hero, and he's going to be an Olympian, unlike certain other Canadian young phenoms.
He's hurt.
Bedard. Wasn't okay. The team anyways. So
he just had to get hurt again. Also,
he might be ready in 2038, Jay. Celebrini's not going to be able to go until 34. So it's no insult to either one of them. Canada's got to make sure their established guys go. No point in bringing these youngins onto the small ice where they'll get killed. I'm being sarcastic, of course. Celebrini and Bedard both should be there, but Celebrini especially. Nick, how are you on this beautiful, disgusting Thursday?
Matt, I'm doing phenomenal. We're living the dream here. It's Thursday night. It's the night before the college football playoff. It's a tense night in this house, of course, because Alabama plays tomorrow. A little bit of worry going around, but we'll figure it out. Just what a night. I would like to mention I've heard from everybody in this room saying that the Christmas card of this year's version has been spectacular. So I thank you guys for that. What a piece of work that was. Art, some say. Yeah.
I was a little disappointed when I first opened it and didn't see anything about the Rough Riders Championship on the front, but then I flipped it over, and the fact that it had its own side was just absolutely marvelous. Absolutely no notes.
Yeah, that was just perfect. The way it placed out, absolutely perfect. It is the holiday season. Forgot to open the show. Happy Hanukkah to the people out there. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. But of course, the most important holiday, Happy Festivus. And given that it is almost Festivus, and this is our last episode before Festivus, it is time for the second annual Merrifield Sportsbook Show airing of grievances. We are going to air whatever grievances we have with sports. It can be from anything from college football, college basketball, NFL. It could be about the World Darts Championship. I don't care. Let's just air all our grievances here. Matt, I'm going to go to you first because I feel like you are just going to start rambling here and you are going to have like 10 different airing of grievances here.
Well, I have to give a shout out to friend of the program, my father, Mike Merrifield, because I asked what he wanted me to talk about for him on today's show. And it actually lines up with the errands of grievances because it's what I shared with you this afternoon, Nick. For those of you listening and to Jay and Jay Walsh, if you haven't, do not go and look at ESPN's Power Index, their BPI rankings of college basketball at the moment. It's heinous. It is quite disgusting. I was sent this, didn't even ask for it. It was unsolicited. My father texted me this today. Michigan's number 4 on that list behind Duke, Gonzaga, who Michigan beat, in Arizona. As you further go on down the list, Michigan State comes in at number 20 on this list behind 8-3 Alabama. 7-4 Kentucky is at 14th. I don't know why the number is still buying the Kentucky basketball, but they do. Tennessee's on here. 7-4 Florida is ahead of Michigan State. Indiana and St. John's both ahead of the Spartans and Kansas. Utter woke nonsense. So I agree, but he really wanted me to talk about this. Absolutely disgusting from ESPN. What was the quote my father used? ESPN is quickly becoming the Disney of sports. That was the term he used. I think Disney was meant to be derogatory. I said, well, Dad, they are owned by Disney. He goes, you know what I mean when I say that. That's also a direct quote. So, Disney, the new derogatory term of 2026 next. So, but anyways, what is my errands of grievances? I guess somebody's got to say it, even though I don't know what you guys are thinking. How our national media for college football is just absolutely putrid. And we have people on both sides of the aisle from multiple outlets talking about how though there was no football on last weekend, which I think that comment made by Joey Galloway and Kirk Herbstreit was kind of taken a little excessively. Like, yes, Army Navy was on. They're not stupid. But they were right. There was no football on last week in terms of college. But more importantly, the All-American man, Joel Klatt, Colorado legend, talking about how we should have a group stages for March Madness. Stay in your lane, pal. Certain people here, including this podcast, enjoy watching Morehead State pull off the 14-3 upset. and are here for it, like to watch good basketball during March. I'd rather have the mid-majors in, especially in college basketball, over a dog shit NC State team who's going to squeak into the tournament this year, let alone if we expand the field. So that's where I'm at. You have Nick Saban today calling JMU a AAA baseball team. Fun fact, I love JMU on Saturday night. I can't wait for that football game. I'm tired. I know that's all about the money and it's all about the networks. And I sound like my father right now complaining about how they only care about 8 different teams and everybody else can go rot. But it just needed to be said. It's stupid. And it's kind of been the theme of my rants every single week on this podcast, having to do with just utter woke nonsense. Fernando Mendoza threw for 300 yards one effing time this year against Michigan State. The only team he threw for 300 yards against was Michigan State, and he won the damn Heisman. That is also disrespectful. I don't want to hear there were no good candidates. Jeremiah Love and Rodriguez from Texas Tech would have been 2 good candidates, in my opinion. I know it's not a stat award. There are more things that go into it, but 300 yards is not a high mark to hit. The guy threw for like 180 he was 18 for 30 for 180 with no touchdowns against Old Dominion week 1. What are we doing? That's not my Heisman. Hashtag not my Heisman, as I sent Nick over text today. All right, I'm done.
I don't want to interrupt, but it is one of the worst Heisman pools in years.
I won't disagree, but it's not that bad.
I mean,
and I didn't want Pavia. Pavia's a fucking clown.
I know.
And
yes,
how he
I
acted
agree.
this weekend, I agree with Reese Davis. Reese Davis, for those that didn't see, regrets voting for Diego Pavia. I can understand why. He is like he is Johnny Manziel, but even more. At least Manziel waited to be unlikable. Like Manziel, when he was in college, was a likable player. And I mean, yeah, you hated him.
And also was much better than Diego Pavia.
Also much better. But like Diego Pavia is an asshole and he's still playing.
Way to help that.
First. How are you washed up and still playing college football?
Way to help that 5th round draft stock, buddy.
5th round the CFL, maybe he ain't getting drafted in the NFL, even though the Colts could use him.
Wait, but guys, he's 6 foot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the
he's
first
6
question.
foot, even though
asked.
he looks like he's a full 5 inches shorter than 6'3" Jeremiah Love.
My Heisman, Jeremiah Love. Anyways, who wants to go next?
Let's send it to Jay DeCoster, sure.
Yeah. First of all, I mean, you forgot the LA Bowl last week, Matt. You watch Boise State versus Washington, guys? And to kick that off, the bowl games are dead. Like, I know that game was announced like a week in advance, but like there was nobody at that game. Like, bowl games are so dead. So there's my first.
I don't want to cut you off, Jay, but would anybody like to guess what bowl game is happening as we speak?
Yes, the Xbox Bowl.
It's the Xbox.
I think
as we record here on a Thursday afternoon.
Evening. Who's playing? But who is playing in said bowl game?
It's Arkansas State and I don't know.
Missouri State.
Yes, of course. The great Xbox Bowl.
College basketball midcourt logo.
There's probably nobody there. But yeah, the bowl games are so dead. Like, these things are not. I feel like we're going to come to a point where, like, the Players Era tournament in basketball, they're just going to play for money, which would be probably a good idea. So you wouldn't get these opt-outs, but these bowl games are just pathetic, and it's honestly kind of sad. I know they're going to expand the playoff to 24 teams eventually. So I mean, I get it, but it's just kind of crazy and kind of sad. Also, Connor Bedard, yeah, we'll see in January, and the Blackhawks also suck. So it was a fun week. It was a fun 3 weeks of hockey, but Connor Bedard's going to be out till January. So there's my other area of grievance right there. So, yeah, and the Bulls suck too. So.
Thank you, Jay DeCoster. Jay Walsh, will go to you next.
Well, a couple of mine got taken already. I was going to bring up Joe Klatt and Kirk Herbstreit before a certain member of this committee went on a little bit of a rant about them earlier, so I'm going to have to switch lanes here a little bit. I'll go with somebody that is impacting something that I'm currently watching right now. Like I said, as we record here on Thursday evening, watching this Thursday night football game, Mike McDonald set Kenneth Walker free. Why are you continuing to do this with Zach Charbonnet? I can't get over it. Maybe it's the Michigan man going with the former Michigan running back over the Michigan State running back. I don't know what it is. Zach Charbonnet is not as good as Kenneth Walker. Anyway, we'll move on. One of my other grievances, super duper seniors in college. It needs to stop. The news, I mean, I just got an update not too long ago that Trinidad Chambliss is getting granted a 6th year of eligibility and is entering the transfer portal. What are we doing here, folks? 6 years in college? Why do we need this? I mean, I can understand getting 1 extra year of eligibility. We don't need any more than that. It messed up college athletics for a long time. You still have college basketball players that are older than me playing college basketball. I graduated over 3 years ago, and there are people older than me still playing college basketball. Looking at you, Chad Baker-Mazara. It's got to stop. We got to stop putting these. Oh my God, we gotta stop the unction in college athletics.
You're not looking forward to Darius Snow getting a 7th year?
We need to stop it. It just, something needs to be done. I don't know what, but something needs to be done. Go ahead, Matt.
The part that bothers me is the guys that are doing this are not good. Like Chad Baker-Mazara is not a very good basketball player. Like, sure, now he's a grown ass man.
He's the only player to ever win Maui Invitational MVP twice.
Back to back.
Yeah. Because, the Maui Invitational definitely means something anymore.
What game was I watching? Oh, I was watching the Michigan game over the weekend, basketball. And Yaxel Landenborg, former future lottery pick, even though he's 24 years old, I'm watching him bully whoever on Maryland. And was it Tim Brando calling the game? Look at him. He's just bigger and stronger. No shit. He's 24 years old, posting up on an 18-year-old. What did you think was going to happen? What are we doing here? Like, I'm glad he goes out and puts up 23-9 in the 9. I'd hope so. You're a grown-ass man playing against a child. So
something needs to be done about the super duper seniors in college. Go ahead, Matt.
And just in my opinion, I've told Nick this before. You get 5 years. I'm tired of medical red shirts. To be truthfully honest, I really don't care. You get hurt and you miss a year. Cool. That's what your 1 red shirt's for. You get 1 red shirt. You're there for 5 years. After that, go play in the CFL. Go play in Europe, or go play at your YMCA. I don't really give a rat's ass, because I know damn well who cares. That's my problem with it. So good. That was a good poll though, Mr. J. Walsh.
Thank you. I do have one more, and it features a bit of potentially exclusive breaking news, exclusive to the Merrifield Sportsbook, because it has not been reported yet. According to some of my own personal sources, which I shall keep anonymous right now, that have intimate access into the Michigan Athletic Department, Kalen DeBoer reportedly back on within a couple days, bringing most of the staff with him, reportedly, due to my sources. So, airing of grievances, fuck Kalen DeBoer, scumbag move, continuing to get in bed with that disaster of an athletic department in the middle of an investigation, and while your team is actively getting ready to play a college football playoff game. But anyway, I digress. We'll move on.
Justin Walsh, quick question to that exclusive report that I will totally not tweet out if it's correct. If they win tomorrow night, does that change things? Have your sources said anything about that?
I have been told no.
Very interesting. Wow. That is exclusive here only at the Merrifield Sportsbook Show. You will not hear that anywhere else. Thank you, Justin Walsh, for that. I got some grievances to air here. First off, the Big East is absolute dog ass, and it's not going to help UConn in March. This conference is going to have two teams that make it, and it's going to be UConn and St. John's. And UConn's going to roll through this conference. They're going to lose at Seton Hall like they always do. They may split with St. John's, but they're going to win every other game. I think on KenPom, the only game that's under like 70% win projection is the game at St. John's, which is at MSG, which will be a home game for UConn anyways. This conference is a disaster. Figure it out. Marquette, figure it out. You were supposed to be number 3 team in this conference. Figure it out. Villanova, figure it out. I get it's year 1. Figure it out. Georgetown, it's year 3 of Ed Cooley. Figure it out. I know you got a big win yesterday. Figure it out. We could have had Patrick Ewing for this. He only needed 1 more year to get his guys in. Big East, figure it out. My second and final airing of grievances, and this is more so I have it on the record so I can use it in February just in case I need to. It is going to be absolutely stupid when Team Canada brings Jordan Binnington to the Olympics, makes him the starter, and then he just shits the bed like he has done all season. I get that he won the 4 Nations last year. He had an incredible third period in overtime, completely shut down the U.S. That shouldn't matter right now. He is not one of the 3 best Canadian goalies right now. He should not be on a plane to Milan, but he will be anyways, and we're going to leave one of most likely. I mean, if the other 2 aren't Thompson and Kemper, that's another problem. I'm assuming Blackwood is the one that's probably not being let into Milan, basically, for Binnington. But here we are, anyways. And if he costs Sidney Crosby his last Olympic Games and makes Crosby win a silver medal instead of gold, the absolute disaster. He will be on my shit list for the rest of my life. Figure it out, Team Canada. He's bad. He's not good. Figure it out. So yeah, that is my airing of grievances. Wow. I just can't get over Jay Walsh's exclusive report. We may actually have something before anybody else, and this is what makes this show hit it big, is the Kalen DeBoer to Michigan report. Thank you, Jay Walsh. So given that, we're going to actually talk about what Kalen DeBoer is doing tomorrow night as we transition here to college football. They are traveling to Norman, Oklahoma to take on the Sooners. Boomer Sooner is a 1.5 point favorite. The over-under is 41.5. These 2 teams faced off just like a month ago. Oklahoma kind of controlled that game start to finish, and it was in Tuscaloosa. Oklahoma walked away with the win. Jada Coster, I'll go to you first. Your feelings on this first playoff game tomorrow night?
Yeah, what a way to kickstart the playoff. I mean, 2 SEC teams that went at it in Tuscaloosa in November. I got Oklahoma in this matchup. I think Brent Venables has their number. I think their defense is really good. I think their defensive line can overwhelm Ty Simpson in majority of this game. You saw that in Tuscaloosa in early November. I mean, Bama does not stop the run pretty well, and Oklahoma is pretty good at that. So I like Oklahoma's defense. I like it. It's at home too. I just think they have their number. They got them last year. They got them in November. So give me Oklahoma in this matchup. I know it's tough to beat a team twice, but I like this matchup for Oklahoma in terms of their defense. And I mean that they got a really good defense that can help them get to the next round against Indiana. So give me Oklahoma. And I do like the over in this game. I think 40.5 is a little too low, so I like the over as well.
Justin Walsh will go to you next here. Obviously, the winner will play Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Storied Big Ten Pac-12 rivalry between Indiana and one of two SEC teams. Who do you see taking the trip to Pasadena on New Year's Day?
Well, even before I got the update that I just shared with all of you, I was leaning Oklahoma in this game. I personally, I think Oklahoma's the better team in recent years. Or at least in recent years, Oklahoma has really established itself, and especially this year, they look like they're ready to be an annual contender in the SEC. People kind of wondered how that transition was going to go. It seems like they've kind of locked it in. Brent Venables has figured out what he's doing there. I don't think this Alabama team is that good. I mean, they've got 3 losses, including obviously, I mean, the early season loss to Florida State is still just, you can argue it's the worst loss of any team that's gotten into the playoff. I mean, aside this year, at least you can make that argument this year. I just don't think that they're that good. I think Oklahoma is just a better team. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma here. Obviously, being in Norman makes this pick even easier for me. Plus, we don't know where Kalen DeBoer's head is at. So I'm going to go Oklahoma. I do agree with Jay. I like the over here. These are 2 talented defenses, but I think 41.5 is a little bit low. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma here and the over.
Matt Merrifield, you're up next here. Your thoughts going into this prime time Friday night matchup?
I'm a little worried that both Jay and Jay Walsh took Oklahoma because I don't know where Nick's at on this situation. I am in on Oklahoma as well. The biggest thing is Alabama can't run the football. Does anybody here know how many yards they ran for against Georgia?
Like 40,
I believe it was in the
50?
I believe it was in the negative, was it not?
It was.
It was like -5.
Started with a dash. It was -2, I think. At least that's what the CBS app has. But yes, they ran yards in a conference championship game, and yet they still got it into the college football playoff. I don't turn teams that don't deserve to be in the playoff of all. The JMU, the Tulane. I don't think Alabama deserves to be there. To be truthfully honest, they have the worst loss of any team in the playoff right now. Hands down, full stop, that they have the worst loss. So from that standpoint, and then you mix in the fact that they can't run the football. They haven't been able to run the football. They've been horrible at moving the football. They ran for 150 against Auburn. I didn't even look at the Eastern Illinois box score because that doesn't matter. It doesn't count. But they didn't run for 100 yards against South Carolina, a game they struggled in. They did against Tennessee, but that was the last time they looked real. They got hammered on the line of scrimmage against Florida State, who turned out to not be very good. They got hammered at the line of scrimmage. Even some games that they won in the middle of October against LSU, they struggled. Against Missouri, they struggled to run the ball. Oklahoma's front is going to eat them alive. And when these two teams met a month ago, Alabama had twice as many yards. How is Alabama? Did I just cut out for a second?
Yes.
My point was that Oklahoma had half as many yards as Alabama did. Alabama had 420 yards to Oklahoma's 206 or something like that in Tuscaloosa, and Oklahoma found a way to win. At that point, how does Alabama improve from that? How do they? And I know a lot of that was air yards, Ty Simpson trying to keep them in the game through the air, but even if Oklahoma's proven that even when they do struggle to move the football, they can find ways to win with that elite defense at home, at night, even to getting rid of the whole, Kalen DeBoer off the field stuff. I just don't believe in Alabama. So yeah, Boomer Sooner. And I think I lean the under here because once again, Oklahoma's offense might not be very good. It's not very good, if we're going to be completely honest. John Mateer has been a shell of himself since the injury. But hey, they're going to find a way to win.
I don't love that everybody here is on Oklahoma. I know what I saw last month. It wasn't that great. And Jay Walsh's exclusive report here doesn't help either. Roll Tide, roll. Give me Alabama. I don't care. Give them to me. They'll find a way to win. This feels like one of those games they get up for some reason. I don't know why. And they kind of just never let Oklahoma in the game. It probably not going to happen, but it just has that kind of feeling where it's everybody's counting out Alabama. Everybody's saying, you know, it, why even play the game, basically? Just let's move Oklahoma to the Rose Bowl. This is a game Alabama finds to win. They'll find a way to win. Roll Tide, roll. Give me the Crimson Tide. That none of that's going to happen. Oklahoma's going to win probably by 10, whatever. Saturday, it is a ACC SEC battle. Is the only ACC that makes the playoff, is the not champion of the conference. They didn't even play for a conference championship. That is Miami. So they travel to College Station, take on Texas A&M. A&M is a 3.5-point favorite. The over/under 48.5. Jay Walsh, will go to you first here. Your thoughts on this matchup in College Station?
This is a really weird one because at this point in the season, I don't know if I believe in either of these teams. I've made my opinion about Miami fairly well known throughout the season. I don't think they're real. I don't think that they've played anybody good. They have the win over Notre Dame early in the season. I don't take much stock into that at this point. They have two not good losses. I don't think that they're a very good football team. On the other hand, I was a believer in Texas A&M for most of this season, and then they lost to Texas. I don't think Texas is that good. I don't know. The way that Texas A&M looked in that game, they did not look like the team that I thought they were, which was I don't know that I would have called them a title contender. I think I would have absolutely had them making the semifinals. I don't know how confident I feel about that at this point, but going up against this Miami team, I feel like I have to take A&M. I really don't. Obviously, 3.5-point spread is never a fun line, but I'm gonna go with A&M here just because I really still at this point don't believe in Miami. I'm gonna go with the over here again. 48.5 is, I think, a fairly good number, but I could see these offenses getting up there in points, so I'm gonna go with the over. Like I said, I'm gonna lean A&M, but I don't love it.
Matt, I'll go to you next here. Both these teams making their first college football playoff appearance in any format. Your thoughts here on this one?
I'm really torn because on paper, just from optics standpoint, I like Texas A&M. I like Mike Elko a lot. They haven't beaten anybody. I mean, they beat Notre Dame, and I was a full-fledged, I think Notre Dame should have made the playoff. Outside of Notre Dame, since September, what was that, Jay? We were in Chicago together when that game happened. Oh, that was September 13th, something like that.
Yeah, week 2, I think.
They haven't played anybody. They played Texas. I don't know if they're ready. I truly don't know if they're ready for this. I do think Miami is really good up front defensively, and right now, I think I like Carson Beck more than I like Marcel Reed. Carson Beck had 1 turnover in his last, I think, 4 games I just saw. Marcel Reed threw 2 picks against Texas. He threw 2 picks against South Carolina, I believe, in week 10. Turnovers are going to be a big issue. Now, both of these quarterbacks have had turnover issues. Reed's had it as of late, but we all know Carson Beck can shit the bed whenever it feels right. So I think I lean Miami. I've continued to just kind of slowly peel back the Miami hate, and I think I'm gonna take the 3.5 because I don't feel confident enough in A&M to cover more than a field goal. So 3 in the hook. I'll take Miami to cover, and the fact that it's not at night now, it's still the 12th man, but I'm gonna go blow Canes. I think they get it done. I think they go on the road and pull off a nice little upset.
See, that's the problem, Matt. The Mario Cristobal circle is he doesn't do bad things for a while, and people start to believe, and then it's just.
But Mike Elko also shit the bed at the end of last year too. So they just really haven't had the opportunity to do it this year because they haven't played anybody.
True.
So
I mean, they almost lost to South Carolina. So.
Correct.
All right, Jada Coster, you're up next here. Your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all torn in this matchup. I mean, two of these teams on paper are really good. I mean, do you trust Carson Beck? Do you trust Marcel Reed in a huge spot? I really like Marcel Reed. Don't get me wrong. But this is the best team he's gonna play all year. Or yeah, this is the best team he's gonna play all year. So it's at home. I'd probably lean A&M. I like A&M's D line. I still like Reed a lot, but I just we all hate on Miami just because of Cristobal and that they're very good. I'd probably lean towards A&M in this spot. It's just two of these teams are just like you don't know what to think of them. You think, oh, these two of these teams are going to choke. This is the ultimate. This could be a game where both these teams just find a way to screw something up. But I'd probably lean A&M here at home. Don't love it. I probably go the over as well. Two good quarterbacks dueling it out. So give me the Aggies. Gig 'em.
Give me the Aggies. I can't believe in Miami. I'm sorry. Matt, you can believe all you want in Cristobal and turning it around. And I know Elko isn't that great and kind of has the same tendencies. I cannot buy into a Mario Cristobal team in December. That is just, it's against my religion, honestly, to do that. Give me the Aggies here. I think home field advantage does play a major role in this too. And I last year, all 4 home teams won their playoff game, if I'm remembering correctly. So give me the Aggies here. I think they win probably, I'll say by a touchdown there. We'll go with that. Let's move on. Next game on the list, it is former SEC champion in the 1930s, Tulane, traveling to Oxford, take on Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 17.5-point favorite. The over-under is 56.5. Matt Merrifield, I will go to you first here for this one. Listen, yeah, Ole Miss, obviously, it's been a weird few weeks. They don't have a head coach. Well, they do, but they don't have the head coach that got them here. It's kind of a mess. It doesn't matter.
It's a mess. Isn't Charlie Weiss Jr. bringing LSU coaches to help him coach in this playoff? Did I see that correctly?
I believe something along those lines, if I'm not mistaken.
Just like a clusterfuck of a situation. And on the other side, you have John Sumrall, who is having the most pure, kind-hearted departure I've ever seen a coach have, which hands off to Coach Sumrall, clap it up, truly. I wish all coaches could handle themselves like that. Our sport would be in a lot better place in that situation. But I don't really like Tulane. I mean, they've already played once this year. And to Tulane's credit, yes, they got blown out, but their quarterbacks played terrible. And that's when Retzlaff was Retzlaff hadn't even been on campus for 2 full months. And he tried playing in that game, and he was terrible. I know we have some Retzlaff haters here. I am not a Retzlaff hater, but I think I like Ole Miss. Like I said, I don't know. In my opinion, JMU's better than Tulane. I think Tulane should have been the bottom seed. So I'll let Jay Walsh make that comment, or even if you want to make that comment, go ahead. I won't bash Retzlaff that badly. But so I'm gonna go Ole Miss. Like I think this is the one blowout, in my opinion. Like I think people might be reading too much into Ole Miss. They're a really good football team. Like I wish Lane Kiffin didn't leave because I don't want there to be an excuse. I don't know if there will be that big of one, even if they lose. Other than clock management stuff late in games, I think could be an issue for Golding. But like Saturday afternoon, Vaught Hemingway Stadium, Kawan Lacey's a stud. Trinidad Chambliss should have been. I would have been more supportive of him being in New York for a Heisman ceremony. At least he's fun to watch. Mendoza's not even fun to watch. So give me Ole Miss to cover the 17.5. Hotty toddy.
Jade Coster, we'll go to you next here. Obviously, it's our first of two P5 versus G5 games, even though it's not it's P4, and even then it's P3 because the ACC is a fake and failed conference. That should have been my airing of grievances. The ACC schedule for next year, absolute disaster. I'm sorry I'm taking your time, Jay. Please speak on this game.
Yes. Yeah, I'd probably lean Ole Miss here. The Grove's gonna be rocking. I think they have a chip on their shoulder. I mean, I think those guys really want to, come out. Obviously, with the whole Lane Kiffin situation, I think they have a chip on their shoulder to prove some people wrong. Everyone's, with the whole coaching staff situation. So I'll lean Ole Miss here. Like you said, Matt, Quan Lacey's a beast, almost 1,300 yards rushing this year. They're going to lean on him. Chambliss is going to do what he does. I think this is the one group of five matchup that was going to be a blowout. We'll get to James Madison in a second, but I just Ole Miss has been really good all year. I think they continue that on Saturday afternoon. So give me Ole Miss.
Jay Walsh, I'll go to you next, sir.
Yeah, this is, obviously Ole Miss is in a really weird spot. And that pointed out, on one side, we have a coach leaving in basically the best possible way. And then on the other side, we have a coach leaving in maybe the worst way. Plus, the whole Trinidad Chambliss situation with him getting that extra year. And I believe he has confirmed that he's going to be entering the transfer portal. I believe he's still planning on playing on Saturday. But I believe he has confirmed that he will be entering the transfer portal, and I'm assuming following Lane Kiffin to LSU. It's a weird situation, but it doesn't matter. Ole Miss is a better football team. We saw what happened the first time these two teams played, and Ole Miss just absolutely beat the dog shit out of Tulane. I know, Matt, you said Retzlaff had only been on campus for a little while. The quarterbacks played like they were terrible in that game. Not gonna do my usual thing with Retzlaff, but we've said it before. Our non-casual listeners know what we're talking about here. Ole Miss is a better football team. I'm really actually disappointed that the whole situation with Lane Kiffin is going on, because Ole Miss would have been one of my picks to really potentially make some noise in this playoff. I think they're a really good football team. They lost a close game to Georgia the first time around. But I don't know that I can pick them to go very far in the playoff, but I can pick them to win this game, and I can pick them to win it comfortably.
Speaking of Trinidad Chambliss, his former school, Ferris State, playing in the national championship on Saturday at the same time. Ferris State, a 2.5-point favorite per the Merrifield Sportsbook. Matt, quickly, Ferris State or Harding University?
I'm pretty scared of Harding, considering Ferris's head coach said he'd rather play Notre Dame. But you know what? Give me Ferris State. They got I'm speaking on my ass right now, but they got DeWitt vibes. So give me the Bulldogs. Shout out my mom, Jody Merrifield, Pharmacy School, a Ferris State alum. Go Bulldogs.
So I saw a couple people on Twitter were giving a little bit of context to that statement, and apparently a lot of it has to do with the fact that Harding apparently runs a triple option offense, which he was kind of making a joke about, like, because they don't see that very often, he'd rather play against like a Notre Dame rather than play against Harding. But that's just the context that I've seen people give to that statement. But yes, still a very wild statement to say.
That's kind of what I figured he was saying. Because I mean, once again, obviously Notre Dame's probably a better football team than Harding, but it's like high school football. Once you get to
maybe not according to the College Football Playoff Committee.
Well,
but
you know what? When you get to D2 and lower or high school football, that does happen where it's like there are certain schools you just don't want to play. West Zealand is like that in Michigan high school football. They run a stupid ass triple option that they weren't even very good this year, and they still found a way to the quarterfinals for states. Like, so that's just how it goes sometimes. So, anyways.
Yeah, I also just saw on my TV, completely forgot that he was still head coach. Butch Jones. I completely forgot he's still at Arkansas State. I thought he got fired like 2
He
years
was supposed to. That's why he cried on the sideline.
I'm aware he cried on the sideline, but I thought he got fired. I did not realize he is still coaching in the Sun Belt, a team that went 6-6 this year and is now playing in the Xbox Bowl at the Cowboys practice facility. Great job, Butch. Great job. Let's move on. The final game of at least the first round of the college football playoffs, and it is James Madison traveling all the way out to Eugene to take on the Oregon Ducks. Jada Castro, go to you first here. James Madison gets in because Virginia couldn't do their job in the ACC title game. It feels like it's a large task for them here, but can they at least cover?
Yeah. I'm really torn on the spread, man. Like, Oregon's sure they're good and all. Like, Eugene's gonna be rocking, but they haven't beaten anybody. They have not impressed me. Um, Dante Moore's been fine, but you get kind of handled by Indiana at home. Like, they don't have any very good wins. Like, obviously they're gonna win this game, but I mean, JMU with Nick Saban saying they're a AAA team. I mean, they're getting disrespected. I mean, I think JMU can. I think they can definitely cover this spread. I'm going to take JMU plus the 20.5. Alonzo Barnett Jr. He's really good. He's can get outside the pocket. He's really good. 2,500 yards passing this year, 21 touchdowns. So, and they also have. I mean, they're really good. So I think JMU can definitely keep this closer than expected. And just like I said, I mean, Oregon just isn't all that impressive. I'll take JMU plus the 20.5. I think they can definitely cover that big number.
Jay Walsh, I'll go to you next here. This is the biggest number on the board here. Do you see it that way, that it should be the biggest number on the board?
I don't. I think this will be a closer game than the Ole Miss Tulane game, to be honest. I've made it very clear in my rankings throughout the year. I have routinely ranked Oregon behind where they were ranked by both the AP poll and the College Football Playoff rankings, because mostly of what Jay said, they really haven't beaten anybody. I mean, they played one really good team all year in Indiana, and they lost at home. I don't see why everybody thinks this Oregon team is the same Oregon team that they were last year, which was a very good football team that just happened to run into, at that time, a juggernaut in Ohio State. But I still think that they're talented enough to win this game, but I think people are going a little bit overboard with disrespecting JMU. So I do like JMU plus 20.5 here. The play, I think, in this game is definitely the over, because I think if there is one spot where Oregon is just going to overpower James Madison in terms of talent, I think it's going to be their defense. I think it's going to be Oregon's offense over James Madison's defense. I don't think their defense is going to be able to stop Oregon's offense throughout the day. Dante Moore, in my opinion, has been arguably the best quarterback in the Big Ten this year. Not disrespecting Fernando Mendoza quite as much as some other people in this committee, but you can make an argument that Dante Moore has been a better quarterback this year. I think Oregon's offense is very talented, so I think they can put up numbers. But at the same time, I do think this James Madison team is going to be able to put up a couple touchdowns. And realistically, that's basically all that we're going to need at this 47.5 number. So I like James Madison plus the 20.5, and I do like the over here.
Matt, I know you've been waiting for this game. You have so many thoughts. Just let it flow here.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of them have already been said by the other members of this committee, which credit to them for seeing it similarly to I do. I like JMU a lot. I think that they should have been the G5 team, and like I mentioned it before, I don't think Tulane or JMU should be disrespected for for accomplishing what they were supposed to, winning their conference. And you know what? If ESPN wants to be pissy about the fact that the system they created blew up in their face, maybe your system doesn't work that well, guys. Like, why are you mad that the game you made blew up in your own face? Like, respectfully, get fucked. Take your ball and go home. I don't care. And I think JMU is a better football team than Tulane, in my opinion. And I think that Oregon is not as good as Ole Miss. You put 2 and 2 together. Sure. Do I love the idea of going into Autzen at night, going into the third quarter, or going to the fourth quarter, excuse me. All not great vibes if you're JMU. But I don't know. I think Chesney's a really good football coach, and there's a lot of talent on that JMU team. I don't know how much of their team they brought with from Holy Cross when Chesney took over for Signetti. But for those that don't know, Holy Cross was really good under Coach Chesney. Those were their 5 best years in program history, all in a row, until inevitably he left for the better job to go to the FBS, and now he's going to UCLA, which is criminal, but that's besides the point. So I'm very excited just to see what JMU can do on the national stage. I think they're a really good football team, and Dan Lanning against teams in purple and gold does not have the best track record. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, especially with dog mascots, Nick. The numbers. Does JMU have a live dog? Have we confirmed or denied that rumor?
I have no idea.
Let's look. Live podcasting. Does JMU have a live mascot?
No, they do not, unfortunately.
No. Well, Google AI is telling me yes, Duke Dog.
Well, Google
mascot.
AI is telling me no. So
no, I'm seeing pictures of a dog. Hold on. No, there's a dog. I'm seeing pictures of a dog. Now each picture is a different bulldog.
Okay, that should probably tell you something.
It's an unofficial mascot.
They may or may not have a dog.
Well, can the dog survive? Can a bulldog of all species survive a 3,000-mile flight? Probably not. Let's just make Buck DeCoster the honorary mascot for the week. How's Buck these days?
Oh, wow. What's that?
Crazy. How's Buck these days?
He's sleeping on the couch.
Love it.
Being lazy per usual. Let's get him out to Eugene.
Correct. Make it happen. Go Dukes. Go JMU. Hey, Old Dominion won their bowl game. They're the second best team in the Sun Belt. Only good things coming for the Fun Belt. I don't know how Butch Jones is doing at the moment in Dallas, Texas, or wherever the hell they are. But Yeah, give me JMU. I'm loving 21.5. That's disrespectful. 20.5, whatever the number is now. It did drop a point, and the public's on Oregon. So reverse line movement. Give me the Dukes.
No. Matt, I'm surprised you didn't even bring up how much you hate these uniforms, which I don't get.
Oh, yes, that is a good point. That is a good point. Oregon's uniforms on Saturday night are horrible. Absolutely disgusting.
They are not. They're not. That's the color of Oregon.
I don't like that yellow. I don't know what it is about those jerseys that they unveiled last year. I do not like.
They're throwbacks. It's like the Bo Nix.
They're not throwbacks, but I like the throwbacks that they wear, where it's got Daffy Duck on the shoulder. I like those. I don't like this iteration, the Mighty O or whatever the fuck they call it. It's home or away. You're not the NBA. There's no association jerseys, this BS or the other. Home, away. Oregon's right now are not very good. Bring back the Bo Nix jerseys. I have it hanging in my closet. I'm staring at it right now. Those are a great iteration. Bring back the Mariota jerseys. What they wear right now is not good. I'm convinced that's why they underperformed last year in the playoff, is they looked like shit.
Well, last year's Rose Bowl uniform combination was terrible. This is not.
Just these jerseys in general. Like, I don't like when they wear their just like I said, their standard homes, whatever they call them, the Mighty Oregon or whatever, the Fighting Duck jerseys or whatever. Once again, stupid. You're not that important. They should bring back the eggshell cookies and cream jerseys. Bring back. I can't. I don't like the new uniforms that they have. They're new. I can't wait for them to get new ones.
Go Ducks. Give me Oregon minus 20.5 because these uniforms are incredible. It's at Autzen. I almost called him Dan Hurley there. Dan Lanning loves to beat down on a lesser opponent. Give me the Ducks minus 20.5. And it's never close in this game. I love Oregon in this situation. A lot of people are hyping up JMU. It is what it is. Give me the Ducks. Let's move on to our picks here. We are going. Anything is fair game up until December 30th because that is our next planned show. We will not be with you for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day as much as some members of this committee want to be live at their dinner table, have all the special guests of the year on. It sounds like a good idea in theory, but in practice, probably not. So I'm going to start here with Justin Walsh. Your parlay, your picks for this first slate of bowl games.
All right. We'll go ahead and get into it. The first two games on this slate will likely be done by the time this episode gets viewed by anybody. So hopefully these takes don't age too poorly, but the first game that we are going with is on Friday at 11 a.m. We are going with Western Michigan minus 3.5 against Kennesaw State. Go Broncos. Western Michigan is a solid team. I admittedly don't know a ton about Kennesaw State. I know obviously they've only been in the FBS for a couple years now. I like Western Michigan in the spot. They're a good team. Go Broncos. Next game we're going with, we are going Friday night. As we've already talked about, it's one of the playoff matchups. Give me Oklahoma minus 1.5 here against Alabama. Like I said, we already talked about it. Kalen DeBoer, scumbag. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game. Again, another game that we already talked about. Ole Miss minus 17.5. Like I said, they're going to win this game comfortably over Tulane. They're just a better football team. Next one, we are going with Oregon James Madison over 47.5. Like I said, I do think that is the play in this game. I like James Madison to cover the minus 20.5, but my confident play in this game is the over 47.5. Then my final pick, it's going to be a minute. December 27th, So I could be potentially sweating this parlay out for about a week or so. We are going with UConn Army, which I know is going to be on Nick Burt's play. It's going to be a part of your parlay. I know it has to be. I'm not picking spreads. I'm going with the over 43.5 here. UConn's offense has been very solid this year. Army is a solid football team. I think over 43.5 is a very responsible play in this game. So yeah, those are my 5 picks. We got Western Michigan -3.5, Oklahoma -1.5, Ole Miss -17.5, JMU Oregon over 47.5, and UConn Army over 43.5. My lock of not of the week, because this is gonna spend more than a week, but my lock is gonna be Oklahoma at -1.5.
Matt Merrifield, I'll go to you next here.
Oh, I can't wait. I got 4 Bowl Mania picks, 2 CFP picks for this first round. Starting off, same as Jay Walsh, I'm taking Western Michigan -3 on Friday night against, I already forgot who they play tomorrow. Kennesaw. No disrespect to the Owls, but Western Michigan, great year. Extended their head coach. I think they get it done. Early kick, 11 a.m. on a Friday afternoon. Give me the Broncos. Maybe me and Mike Merrifield will watch it because he does not have school tomorrow because of the impending ice covering the roads here in Metro Detroit. Hey, I don't know, Nick. That's your alma mater. That's for you.
Woke nonsense.
Hey, anyways, give me Western Michigan -3.
It's not even going to be that bad.
Can never be too careful with the lives of children in your hands.
I guess, whatever.
Oklahoma. I got it down at +1.5, -1.5. I like Oklahoma. Either way, it opened at +1.5. I put it down as soon as I saw it. But once again, I like Oklahoma a lot on Friday night. Give me the Sooners, Boomer Sooner. If you want to take the money line currently as we speak is -114. So it just depends on how you look at it. Either way, moving into Saturday night, JMU +21.5 against the Oregon Ducks. Now 3 Bowl Mania picks into next week. Tuesday, my lock of this first part of bowl season, Louisville -6.5 against Toledo. Jason Candle's gone. I don't even know who's playing for Toledo. You have a Power 5 team in Louisville. Miller Moss is playing, as far as I know, and that's all you need to know. I mean, I would take Louisville to cover a touchdown regardless, let alone the fact that Toledo has nothing left. 2 p.m. kickoff. What bowl game even is this? Oh, they're playing in Boca Raton. It's the Boca Raton Bowl. Yeah, Louisville. Enough said.
The Bush's Baked Beans Boca Raton Bowl.
Great. I can't wait to see Jeff Brom covered in a bowl of baked beans. I'm sure that stupid-ass dog from the commercial. Not stupid. I'm sorry. The dog's not stupid. But it's the talking dog. The talking dog from the Bush
Isn't
Beans.
the dog dead?
I think
Whoa.
R.I.P.
I thought we were a fan of live dog mascots over here, Matt.
Well, it's not a live man. It talks. It's not real. It's like dog with a blog. Anyways.
Unbelievable.
Louisville -6.5. Lock it in. Boca Raton Bowl. Big Justice and AJ will probably be there, bringing the boom on the sideline. Go Cards. Keeping it with the bird-related mascots. Moving into, when is this game? Friday, December 26th. Fresh off of your Christmas celebrations. The First Responder Bowl. Give me UTSA -6.5 against FIU. UTSA really good in bowl games, at least the last 2 years. They've won. Owen McCown, he's going to be back for his senior year next year, slinging it around. Devin McCoy at receiver. Love it. The game's in Dallas, so not a home game, but it's a close enough trip where UTSA will be able to travel well. It's a day trip for those fans. FIU, unless Pitbull himself is playing quarterback, I'm not concerned, even though I did think FAU had a decent year this year. They've won like 4 in a row to close out the year to make a bowl game. Give me UTSA -6.5. Final pick. I like this game a lot as well. Houston laying 3 in the Texas Bowl against LSU. The public loves LSU. I don't see why. Willie Fritz is still there. LSU is that whole situation. I should go through and find the record of teams with interim head coaches who have already hired their next head coach. Like UNC last year, didn't they get bodied in their bowl game?
Yes, they lost to UConn in the Fenway
Bowl. That's right. I feel like every year the team that has already hired their head coach, especially somebody like Lane Kiffin, like they've just sat there and take it. Their interim coach is going to Ole Miss. Is he even coaching? Who's coaching LSU? Do we know how half their assistants are helping Ole Miss in the playoff? Give me Houston. Willie Fritz fucks, and give me Willie Fritz and the Cougars -3 to close out my Bowl Mania pick. I have more Bowl Mania picks, but we decided to cut it off at the 30th. So I can't wait for some of my later bowl game picks, but that'll be for a post-Christmas conversation. Can't wait.
So just so you know, Matt,
fading a man who abused his powers as a head football coach and has since been removed and was arrested and incarcerated in the last week. Fading that football team, if you hadn't guessed. But anyways, what are we gonna have, Jay Walsh?
I was just gonna say, so I went to go try to answer your question real quick of who is coaching LSU in that bowl game. I typed in who is coach, and the first thing that auto populates is who is coaching LSU in the bowl game. So you are far from the only person who's asking this question.
And what is the answer?
The answer is
there is no answer.
52 tabs open. Which one is it on?
Hey, I closed them for this. Let's see. I'm going to LSUTigersWire.USA today. Shout out LSU Tigers Wire.
I need answers. I want the truth.
Come on.
This guy's never seen
Jesus, they're burying the lead. Oh my God.
Terrible journalism.
They are straight up burying the lead. Okay,
according to Wikipedia,
they're saying that immediate. Okay, they're saying that immediate speculation is that it could be the running backs coach, Kevin Smith.
Translation: they have no fucking clue.
Yeah,
give me the
no
Cougars.
idea. There's absolutely no actual answer.
Garrett Nussmeier should be out there calling plays by himself. I don't even think he's playing, and if he's not, I love Houston even more. Who's up?
Let's keep it going here. I will make my picks here. Let's start off. I honestly have these bowl games. I don't know where they're at. I just went on FanDuel, found games I liked, and I picked them. On Friday at 2:30 p.m., it is NC State and Memphis in a bowl game. I'm not sure where it's at, but give me NC State -3.5. Memphis, obviously, I don't think has their coach. Went to Arkansas. Give me NC State, whatever it is.
It's the Gasparilla Bowl, Nick.
Oh, okay. The Gasparilla Bowl, of course, live from Raymond James Stadium. Again, that doesn't change anything for me. Give me NC State here. Then on Tuesday at 9 p.m., give me UNLV -6.5 against Ohio. Another bowl game. I'm not really sure where it's located.
Frisco Bowl.
Thank you. The Frisco Bowl, which is being played at the same place the Xbox Bowl is being played right now. So, wonderful. Ohio has had a lot of stuff happen the past 48 to 72 hours. It's not on the level of threatening people with butter knives.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close, though. Give me UNLV. Dan Mullen will be on the sidelines, I think, unless he takes the Michigan job. Who knows? Give me UNLV -6.5 here. This bowl game, I do know where it's at. I do know what time it is, and I do know the location. because it is everybody's favorite Christmas Eve tradition. It's on the island. No other place I could go. Give me Hawaii money line against Cal. Nick Rolovich revenge game coming back as the interim head coach for Cal. Even though he didn't get fired, he left for Washington State. Huge game on the island. Maybe the biggest Hawaii Bowl since the 2003 Hawaii Bowl, if you ask me. I love Hawaii in this spot. What a season they've had. Going to be big victory for Timmy Kang and the Rainbow Warriors. Give me Hawaii money line here. We're going to go on Boxing Day. I also know where this bowl game's at. We're going to Chase Field in Phoenix to the Rate Bowl. Give me New Mexico money line against Minnesota. Is Minnesota really going to be up for playing a Mountain West opponent in a baseball stadium in Phoenix, Arizona on the day after Christmas? I don't think so. I like Jason Eck, great coach. He's going to be very scary at Wisconsin when Luke Fickell eventually gets fired. Give me the Lobos here. And to close out, it's my lock. There's only one place I could go with this. We're headed to historic Fenway Park on December 27th. That is the Saturday after Christmas, 2:15 p.m. Give me Army minus 9.5.
Picking against the Huskies? Oh my goodness.
What does this podcast come to?
It's come to the fact that Jason can't. I mean, to be fair, UConn might be dead at least for the next 2 months until
Pagano opted out. Bell opted out. They don't have a head coach.
Can we go back to the Ohio thing really fast before Jay makes his picks and go over the fact that as all of that has happened, not going to comment on the situation, but this morning, Lane Kiffin posted a picture on Twitter of him doing hot yoga with students at LSU. Female students, I should clarify. Like,
again,
that man either has zero awareness or 100,000
he's 100%
awareness.
aware of what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, which is almost, it is funnier, but like he's treading so close to the line only because he knows the rules. But like, man,
it's just different down south. As long as you win, it doesn't matter.
It just means more.
Exactly. There's a reason why he's never going to coach above the Mason-Dixon line. Jada Coster, your picks here.
All right, we'll start off with the CFP. Oklahoma, enough said. I'll take them minus the 1.5 at home Friday night. Minus 1.5 easy. Boomer Sooner. Next, Ole Miss, enough said. Minus 17.5. I just don't think Tulane has a chance in this game. I think Ole Miss is going to roll without their head coach. So give me Ole Miss. Nick, I read your mind because you just give me Hawaii on the island Christmas Eve. Where else would you rather be than on the island watching Hawaii football against the Calgorithm? There's just nothing better. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else on Christmas Eve. So give me Hawaii minus 1.5. And last but not least, this is my lock. Tennessee minus 2.5 on December 30th at the Music City Bowl against Illinois. Illinois got a decent amount of opt-outs in this game. I believe like 8 players are out now, I believe, but it's a home game for them. The Tennessee, I think, is going to beat them pretty handily. So give me Tennessee minus 2.5. Rocky Top all the way, minus 2.5. That's my lock. So those are my 4 picks.
can I add retroactively Tennessee to my board? I love that pick. I can't believe I missed
It's a home game. It's in Nashville.
What day is that game, Jay? Are you sure that game? No.
Yeah, December 30th.
The 30th? Okay, the 30th is the last day. That's why I didn't put it on there. Okay,
Yeah.
so move up Tennessee. So Tennessee is added to my parlay. Good to get that clarification.
Yep.
Good pick.
Confirmed. Wow. What VAR has indeed confirmed the pick has been added to Matt Merrifield's board. What a show. What a show. Before we leave here, this is our last show, like I said, before Christmas, which means it is our last show before the second most important college hockey mid-season tournament, the Great Lakes Invitational. Uh, Matt, I'll just go to you because the other two probably couldn't even tell us who else is in this tournament outside of Michigan Tech and Michigan State. Who's winning the GLI this year in Grand Rapids?
Can I get I know Miami's going.
Yeah.
It's Ferris, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm more worried about the Quick Trip holiday face-off over in Milwaukee with Lake State, Wisconsin, Western Michigan, and Boston College. Now that's a real tournament. Anyways, GLI, the greatest and best. Michigan State's going to win this tournament handily. They won it last year where they beat the eventual national champions, and they were missing, other than Trey Augustine, they were pretty much healthy. And more importantly, everybody was there from juniors. And I don't even know who's missing this year for State other than Martone. Like, they are missing a couple guys, but Augustine will be there. A bulk of their lineup will be, will be home. I know they didn't send guys to the Spengler Cup because of wanting to be able to play and actually field a roster. So give me Michigan State. They get it done. Trey Augustine finally gets his opportunity. This is why Trey Augustine came back, was to win a GLI championship. Never got that opportunity. So, yeah, Michigan State. Tech's not great from what I've seen. And the other two teams I know are not very good. Miami's actually been better this year, I believe, but it doesn't matter. This year especially, it's State's going to take care of business.
That's all we needed to hear. Should be electric that Sunday and Monday after Christmas in Grand Rapids, when none of the days are real because you are in between Christmas and New Year's. So does anybody else have anything they'd like to get off their plate before we leave here? Any final airing of grievances, if you have any? Got anything here?
This is partially preemptive because obviously winter meetings, I believe, still going on in MLB, but also based on the moves that we've done. Scott Harris, I don't know, man. I don't know where we go from here. Kenley Jansen, the ghost of Kenley Jansen. Is that really what we're doing here? Rather than trying to sign, I don't know, the best pitcher in baseball to come back to your team, or, going after a bat when literally your entire lineup outside of Javi Baez shit their pants in the playoffs. No, let's go sign the ghost of Kenley Jansen to add to this bullpen.
You got it all wrong, Jay Walsh. You got it all wrong. This is not the same team. They're not just running it back. You are just misinformed. I can't tell if he's frozen or if I've actually.
I'm not frozen.
Hey guys, my team got Tyler Austin today. Meanwhile, Kyle Tucker's probably going to Toronto.
Don't worry, Jay Walsh. You're getting Bo Bichette. Just what you asked.
Oh my God.
Do I have anything else to complain about? I don't think so. I think I'm pretty good. I think we're
all right.
I mean, I guess I just have to address it. Phillip Rivers. The guy can't throw.
Well, it's okay, Matt. The good news is I saw that the Colts opened up the 21-day window for Anthony Richardson to return. Your savior is on his way.
Shoot me in the face. Please. No, thank you. We don't even have 21 days left in the season. What the fuck are we doing? And with the way Phillip Rivers is playing, with all due respect, appreciate him for showing up, we aren't making the playoffs. So what are we opening the window for?
Matt, if the choice was between Phillip Rivers and Anthony Richardson.
Phillip Rivers.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Did you notice how we only had one turnover last week? And it was at the end of the game when we had to try
how many throws did he attempt that were more than 5 yards past the line of scrimmage?
I mean, I give him credit for being able to just keep it in the air. That the ball took so long to travel. It was like what happened? Like, is Riley Leonard can't be that bad, and Jason Bean can't be that bad. And somebody asked me if Brett Ripon is that bad. He might be that bad. Like, let's be fair. Brett Ripon or Ripon, however you said, is terrible. So I'm glad he didn't get called off the practice squad. But like, there's got to be somebody.
Yes,
like,
it's Anthony Richardson.
Like, I know the whole, like, what's Colin Kaepernick up to these days? Like, seriously. Sorry. And you can't say you don't want a PR storm, because right now people want to make a Disney movie about Phillip Rivers going out there and not losing the game for us, only to leave too much time on the clock. So, I mean,
if we're just digging up former Colts quarterbacks, make Peyton Manning say no at this point.
That would be the equivalent. Like, at least Matt Ryan would have. I thought Matt Ryan might have been the option, or Carson Wentz, or Nick Foles, or literally anybody. Andrew Luck. Hell, I thought Andrew Luck was on the table, and you went out and signed a 45-year-old who never had arm strength to begin with. The only thing I appreciate about Phillip Rivers is he truly showed. Like, I'm sure Phillip Rivers looks great in person for a 45-year-old dad. Like, I'm sure but like, he was fat. But I think people need to realize how in shape NFL football players are. I hope that was the biggest take. That was one of my takeaways. I was like, holy shit.
He did have
Lemon
pretty
color.
much peak dad and grandpa bod going on.
But like, when he fell over, I felt so bad.
At least he had his life alert on.
Jesus. And to be fair, it was also Seattle. So who is losing to LA right now? But whatever. Let's move on. Let's end the show. This thing has been long enough, Nick.
All right, let's wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. What a year it's been. We obviously still have one episode left of the calendar year, not the year. So thank you so much for watching. We will be back, like we said, on the 30th, most likely. Where who knows what's going to happen? You never know the topics that are going to come up on this show. That's why we enjoy it. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, click subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Yeah. What a show. What a show. Thank you guys, everybody. Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Festivus. Am I missing any of the holidays? Probably. Whatever. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you again in a week and a half, 2 weeks for another episode of the Merrifield Sportsbook Show.